Go ahead.
It was Tanya. It wasn't Felisa.
Tanya invited you to the live?
When Tanya was like pretty much asking for trolls. What it was.
You breaking up real bad.
She did the message.
You breaking up real bad. I can't hear nothing you saying. Put your request back in. I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know if she might have got a call or something. Mod, y'all can cut the comments back on until she come back. She took Tanya up on her offer when she said she would pay trolls. Oh, that's what she was saying. All right, hold on, y'all. Mods, cut the comments. Cut the comments. All
I
right,
think my
much
Wi-Fi
better.
cut out.
Is your phone on Do Not Disturb?
No.
Oh, okay. All right, I can hear you now. Now, you were saying something about Tanya paying for. Well, you said Tanya looking for trolls.
Mhm.
Okay, and what were you? I didn't catch all of what you said about that.
Um. So she pretty much said to DM her, so I did. She said to delete the messages right after. But she basically said that when she's talking about it, like later that day, to come in and just like say that I was. She said to go ahead and change my Cash App and my bio. And that's pretty much how that whole thing happened. Right before I went in her live, we were on the phone for an hour, which I sent you the screenshot of.
That was the phone call with Polisa.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so let me back up a little bit. When Tanya was petitioning for trolls, because I put that video on my page, you were one of the people that reached out to her to be a troll for me and Patrick.
I wanted to know what it was for. She didn't even tell me what it
Oh,
was
you
for.
inquired about it.
Yeah,
So
I didn't
then
have much
she,
choice.
so then she asked you to go into the live and make up that story about me.
She said to go into the live, and basically, Lisa was going to be talking about her essay, and to just kind of go with it. And then she said that Lisa would contact me afterwards,
Which is
and
the
that's when
screenshot of the phone
she's.
call that you sent me.
Mm-hmm,
But she called you private, right?
mm-hmm.
Huh. So during this phone call, what did she say to you?
What to say? Literally a story. She basically everything I said, minus, I mean, me telling the people to ask their questions.
What exactly was that story, though? And also, too, did either of them pay you?
No.
Did you receive
Um,
any? Did you
the
receive any cash apps while you were on that live?
no. She just said to change my Cash App in my bio.
Okay.
Anything. Sorry.
Or I think it's done stalling out. Okay. Wow. Okay. So boom.
So I didn't actually get anything for it, and I can show you the proof. I mean, I paid my rent, but other than that, like, there's nothing in my Cash App.
So let me ask this. So after y'all had that phone conversation and she gave you essentially the story to tell, the false story about me, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In the messages, you said that you actually have been through this, but it wasn't me,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Now, have you ever met me?
No.
So my question then becomes, why did you agree to that?
Because she said that I was gonna like get Cash Apps from it, and it's not an excuse. And I'm honestly disgusted that I even like went that far. Honestly, and there's nothing I can do to make it right. Like that point blank period. There's no amount of money in the world that can like take away what I've done to you and your family.
Listen, I see y'all messages on Instagram. Relax.
And like
Relax.
I get that.
Relax, y'all. Relax. So she assured you that you would get Cash Apps if you told this story. So then afterwards, what happened? After the live was over and all of my videos started going up, why did you tell me that that wasn't your TikTok? Well, actually, that original TikTok, because you're on a different TikTok now, that original TikTok was that
It's
Brat
a different name,
1994?
but it's
Was
the
that you?
original. It's the same TikTok.
Oh, this is the
It's
same
just
one?
a
You just
different
changed the
name,
name?
but yeah.
Okay, so that was you, and that
Because
Cash
I was
App
getting
was
death
you.
threats. Yeah.
So why did you tell me it wasn't you when you messaged me on Instagram?
I was scared. I didn't want my name to be tied to that because that's not who I am. Like I know that I did it, and I know that I know right from wrong.
So what is it
But
that's going on in your life that made you so desperate to agree to that?
I'm about to be kicked out.
But you just said you just paid your rent.
I paid half of my rent.
Oh.
I just started working. I've been out of a job since April. I just started working on the 29th. Like I'm 2.5 months behind rent now. So I just finally got my first paycheck, and I was hoping to pay the full rent so I don't get kicked out. And I didn't get anything from it, so it wasn't even worth it. And even if I did get payments from it, like at this point, I would just send you all of it because that's not fair.
So let me ask you this. When you said you bit off more than you can chew with this situation, what did you mean by that?
I got myself into a situation that I wasn't ready to handle. I got myself into a situation that was bigger than what I initially thought.
Okay.
And I'm not saying that I thought it was a small thing.
So okay.
Sorry.
So let me ask this. You said to me via DMs that you have protested for this exact thing for Black men, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So knowing that, why was it that you were so eager to go and do the exact thing that you protested against?
I don't have a good reason. I don't have a right reason. I don't have a reason.
So the
Other than
communication between you and Tanya, can you validate that?
no, she told me to delete it.
Where did y'all communicate at?
TikTok.
Interesting. So I saw in your following list that you also follow Blaze and Apple Sticks. What was the purpose in following them too?
Because they were in the live.
Did you communicate
There
with Blaze
was
at
no
all?
purpose. Huh?
Did you communicate with Blaze at all?
Mm-mm. Maybe in the comments, but No, not like in a message or no.
So essentially what you're
I
telling,
never even heard of Blaze until like after this thing kind of like went up in smoke.
I got you. So essentially what you're telling me is that you are willing to put my life in danger for some rent money. That's what you're telling me. All excuses aside, that's what you're telling me. That's what motivated you and encouraged you to do this for her was the promise of some cash apps so you can pay your rent. Is that what you're telling me?
Essentially.
So let me ask this. Okay, I hear you. Now let me ask you this. Why not just post a video asking for assistance? Why go this route? Because you didn't have no videos on your account. So why not just post a video asking for that financial support instead of taking this route, knowing that you've protested against this? That's the part that's the most baffling to me. People ask for help on social media all the time. So why not go that route?
I don't enjoy vulnerability.
Say again?
I don't enjoy vulnerability. I don't like people knowing that like I'm hurting.
You
I
don't
don't like
enjoy
people.
invulnerability.
No, just vulnerability. Like
Oh,
I
you don't enjoy
don't like people.
vulnerability.
Yeah, I don't like people knowing that like I'm in a bad situation. I just kind of handle it myself and by any means necessary. And it this wasn't the right way. And like I'm taking accountability. I'm not saying it's because they did it. Like I could have said no. And I just want to apologize to you as a human, as a black man, as a veteran, as a
Why do
father.
you keep calling me a veteran?
Are you in, aren't you in the military?
I'm active duty.
I didn't know that.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm active. I've been in the Navy for 7 years. I was curious about that as well, but I mean, I didn't really care about that. There are people out there, contrary to popular belief, that don't know who I am. So, and I don't really, I
Like
do
I've seen
videos.
your videos and I've seen who you are, but other like I haven't really like stopped to look.
You just seen my regular videos because I've done some videos on my
Mhm.
boat.
I've just random videos. I can't even tell you which ones I've seen. I mean, I've had TikTok for a while.
I guess this is my, final question before I just allow you to say whatever else is that you want to say. If I would have never made those videos because we
I would have
found
came
you,
forward.
you would not have come
Like,
forward.
I would have.
How?
I would
When there
have.
was no incentive to do so.
I would have. I didn't think it would get this big, and had you not made the videos, and I went to sleep and I woke up. I mean, I could barely like even fall asleep. I didn't fall asleep until late that night. I know that it was wrong what I did, and as much as there was me kind of like backpedaling and like I don't know,
So
I knew
one
what I was doing was wrong.
so one of the questions that I kept seeing in my comment section is that if you were so willing to lie on me, right? How do we know you're not lying about Polisa, putting you up to this?
I've showed you proof. I showed you the two screenshots that you were asking for.
Right, of the DM
I've
conversation and the phone call.
that, even the like specific screen that you asked for it on.
For that individual account, right? So all of the DMs with Tanya are all deleted, every single one of them.
And I know that it sounds like a sob story, and I know it might sound like to a lot of
No, I'm
people
gonna be
that
honest with you. It's not a sob story. What I'm hearing is that my life meant absolutely nothing to your rent money. That's what I'm hearing. That's pretty much what you're telling me, because you've legitimately protested against this voluntary information that I didn't even ask you for. I didn't even know that about you. You knew the historical implications that come behind white women lying on black men about sexual assault, and you still decided to take that opportunity because your rent money meant more to you than my life. That's essentially what I'm hearing, and essentially what you're telling me. So it's not a sob story. My life just meant absolutely nothing. So my question then becomes, how can you consciously protest against this and then turn around and do it? That literally goes against everything that you say that you stand for. So your rent money and you being homeless meant that much to you that you were willing to go against your own morals?
I didn't think that far like into it.
It was just a right here, right now. I got the promise of getting some cash apps. I could probably get enough bread to pay my rent for this month. All I got to do is just lie on this black man real quick, get a couple cash apps. I'm good to go. That was it.
Please don't send me gifts. I appreciate it, but I don't want it.
Um, yeah, I don't have any more. I don't have any more questions. Do you have anything else you want to say?
I just want to personally apologize. I know it means absolutely fucking shit because of what I've already done. I know it means nothing, but is there anything that I can do to for anybody in this situation involved that can not make it go away, but make you feel a little bit better?
Well, see, here's the reality. It's called a trickle down and or a domino effect, right? Because what happens to the people that are not watching this live right now? What happens to the people that saw that live with Polisa, that become emboldened to try and do something for sake of feeling as though they're standing up for a quote victim, to whereby you're acknowledging that this entire story was made up, completely fictitious. You've never met me, but yet for some rent money, you was willing to throw me under literally under the ground, not even the bus, under the ground. Just fuck my life. Those people are not going to watch this live. Those people are not going to watch that live. And really and truly, to be honest with you, I just wanted to look you in your face and ask you why. Why were you so willing to do that? And to know that my life was inconsequential to your rent money after you've acknowledged that you've took to the streets to protest against this?
I've gotten
Yeah,
pepper
an
sprayed.
apology
I've
don't
had
mean
glass
dog shit to
bottles
me.
thrown at me. Like
Excuse me?
I've been in the heart of it. I said like I've gotten pepper sprayed and bottles thrown at me and the whole
Yeah,
nine for
but none
standing
of
up
that
for
meant
myself.
anything to you getting on here and lying to get some rent money. None of that meant anything. Like feeling the burn of your eyes. I've been pepper sprayed before. Ours is called Osirian spray in the Navy for our security qualifications. I've been sprayed in my eyes before with military grade pepper spray. It's like the devil's piss. You never forget that. And none of that meant anything to you. That my life was worth, what is it, a couple $100? How much are you behind?
2 grand.
2 grand? That's what my life was worth. 2 grand. Okay. 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 Well, that's all. That's all I pretty much wanted to know. I think what's going to be most impactful is the fact that all parties involved are going to have to live with this. And that is going to be far more impactful than any word that can ever be spoken, any action that could ever be taken. So it is my hope that you never do this dumb shit ever again. And yeah, that's about it. My life was worth $2,000. Y'all do me a favor. Slide off the